$292, $536, $768, and $975 on a monthly basis as it pertains to SNAP benefits, otherwise known as food stamps or sometimes referred to as EBT, right now for the low income. I have all the details and exactly what you need to know, as well as the full breakdown of these dollar amounts and how do you grab your share. So with that being said, let's get into it and talk through all the details. First off, can I ask a huge favor of you? Please make sure to like the video with the big thumbs up button right down below. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Also, if you haven't done so yet, please make sure to subscribe to the channel as well. Again, with the big subscribe button right down below the video. Thank you so much. Really appreciate your support, and let's get into it and talk about it. All right, now first up, everything that I'm talking about here in this video pertains to SNAP benefits, food stamps, EBT, Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, whatever we want to call it, it's all referring to the exact same thing. But now that we are in fiscal year 2025, I know that sounds confusing. You might be thinking, wait, we're not in 2025, we're still in 2024. We have a little bit of time to go. I agree with you. We are still in, technically, the calendar year of 2024, but we are now within fiscal year 2025, which started back on October 1st of this year, 2024. However, with that change, we've also changed SNAP benefits. Now, back then, you know, when October 1st was rolling around, I was out in a couple videos at the time saying, get ready, a lot of things are changing, and I broke down a bunch of the details there. But I want to tell you the details here because these dollar amounts have also changed as far as how much SNAP beneficiaries can get up to these maximum dollar amounts on a monthly basis based on their household size. Remember, that's the interesting thing about SNAP benefits. It's not necessarily about your eligibility, things like that. Obviously, that does play a role into it, but all of these dollar amounts that I gave you at the beginning of the video is dependent on your household size. There's a maximum dollar amount, and again, those are the dollar amounts that I gave you, but it's based on number of individuals in your household. So if you're a household of, say, 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, whatever it happens to be, you can only get up to a certain dollar amount. But if you're a household of 1, you can't get the dollar amount that's allocated for a household of 2 or 3 or 4. Does that kind of make sense? So it's kind of capped in that way. So, you know, it's kind of an unfortunate situation, but this is how the program is set up, and it's supposed to be a supplement to help people basically with their food needs, right? So anyway, with that being said, let me share with you the details of this, and these are the new dollar amounts, which, by the way, I shared with this back in September and around October 1st as well. I had a video out and I was talking about this, which is these dollar amounts have increased teeny tiny amounts, like a little tiny bit over what they were for the previous fiscal year. So it's not like a huge dollar amount, but nonetheless, they are a little bit different, okay? Anyway, so as you can see here, what this comes down to as for a household of 1, the maximum dollar amount you can get as a SNAP beneficiary, food stamp a beneficiary who gets benefits on an EBT card, as a household of 1, you can get up to a maximum of $292 a month. That's it, okay? So if you're a household of 1, that's the maximum you get. That's it. You cannot get any more than that from SNAP. Now, you could get benefits from other programs out there, a lot of which I talk about here on the channel, but for SNAP, that's it, maximum. You can't get any more than that out of them. I know you're probably spending significantly more than that on groceries and food and those items, but unfortunately, that's all we can get. $292 as a household of 1 for right now, fiscal year 2025, which extends through the end of September of 2025, right? So we're in the fiscal year now. Anyway, a household of 2. So this has also gone up a little bit, like teeny tiny amount, $1. But as a household of 2, you can get a maximum of $536 a month as a household of 2. Here's what also is very interesting about this, okay? Run the math on this, and I'm sure you're kind of seeing a little bit of an interesting sequence here, but I just want to point it out really fast. A household of 1 gets a maximum of $292. Meanwhile, a household of 2 gets a maximum of $536. Seems a little bit weird. Wouldn't you just think a household of 2 would get double $292, which would be, if I can run the math really quickly, it'd be $584, right? Yeah, it's $584. My point is, the bigger the household gets, the more that they kind of stiff you a little bit, okay? That's a difference of, by the way, if they were to double the household allotment of 1, just double it for a household of 2, being, again, $584, what it would be, that's a difference of, what is that, $46? Yeah, $46. So basically they're stiffing a household of 2 by $46 that they basically should be kind of getting if they just doubled the household allotment of just one individual. Does that kind of make sense, right? But you'll see that example here again when I tell you the allotment for a household of 3. The bigger the household gets, the less money they get per person, if that kind of makes sense, right? Interesting how that works. I don't know. Simple, basic math. I'm not sure why they have to do this. To me, it would be like, one person, fine, 292. 2 people, 292 doubled. 3 people, 292 tripled, right? And just keep going up like that, but that's not how it works. Anyway, sorry, I digress for a second, but just wanted to point that out really quickly in case you were following along, which I'm sure you are. You're very good with numbers. I know you are. I see you here in the community, and I know a lot of you here in the community who are low income, fixed income. You're like very, very incredibly savvy with money and numbers. I get it. I see your comments down below. Some of the things that some of you do with money, as far as like how you save and cut coupons and like get deals and stuff like that, it's incredible. I love it. I'm all about deals and discounts. I've been learning a thing or two from some of you here in the community. This is awesome stuff, okay? All right, so anyway, a household of 3, by the way, for fiscal year 2025 right now, can get a maximum of $768, okay? That's a household of 3 right now for this fiscal year through the end of September next year, 2025. And the last example I'm going to give you here is a household of 4. You can get a maximum of $975 a month when it comes down to a household of 4 for this fiscal year right now, okay? That increased by $2. $2 for a household of 4. That's, what is that, 50 cents per person per month. Wow. What are you going to do with a whole 50 cents per person per month, right? That's nuts. But that's the reality. By the way, I mentioned this in a video, back around October 1st, is that the COLA for SNAP benefits was 0.2%. So not 2%, 0.2%. That's nothing. That's basically what they said is how much food inflation is up over the last year. 0.2%. Really? Well, what are we looking at? What kind of food are we looking at here? And where are we looking at this? Because that's like nothing. I mean, are they just looking at prices of like, I don't know, a product that nobody buys? You know what I mean? Like, where'd they come up with this number? I'm really curious where 0.2% on food inflation actually came in, because that is not the reality. But unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about it. We just kind of have to take it and just be like, okay, just pretend like, we're just living in a bubble that doesn't exist to the rest of the country and whatever else. But that's the reality of the situation, is that food inflation is actually up a lot more than that. We know better than that, but this is what we get. So I hope this helps. But again, I just want to break these numbers down for you. I have some people every so often reach out and be like, hey, what's the maximum I can get? And why am I not getting the more for my SNAP benefits? Oh, remember, by the way, I mentioned this as well, which is the minimum benefit right now for SNAP benefits for fiscal year 2025 is also $23. That's the minimum benefit right now, okay? The minimum benefit has been $23, I believe, for 3 years. I could be off on that, but the last minimum was, I think it was $19, and then it jumped up to $23, and I'm pretty sure it's been sitting at $23 for the last 3 years, 2025, 2024, and 2023. Again, I could be off on that by a year, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. And again, $23. I know some of you here in the community are getting $23. That's rough. That's really rough, right? That's like, honestly, that's like almost not even worth doing it, because it's like, for what you have to go through to get $23 a month, don't get me wrong, we'll gladly take it. It's, worth a couple boxes of cereal, a couple cans of soup, whatever it happens to be. Not much, but at least it's better than nothing, I guess. Just look at that. Let's look at the positive behind it, right? Yes, it's better than nothing. That is true. So anyway, these are the dollar amounts. I want to share these with you really quickly. I hope this helps you. And again, yes, these went into effect back on October 1st when we turned over to the new fiscal year for 2025. So yep, these are already in effect, and you should be already seeing these reflected in your monthly allocations when you get those loaded onto your EBT cards. So hope that helps you. Again, here for you in any way that I possibly can be. As always, if you have any comments, questions, feedback, leave that down below in the comment section. Otherwise, again, please subscribe down below. Totally free to do so. Big subscribe button right down below the video. Like the video. Again, thumbs up button. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Otherwise, check out the other videos here on the channel. The thousands in the video library. The very popular videos I've hand selected for you down below in the description or the top of the comment section. And right now, showing up on your screen as well. You'll see some videos there. Check one of those out. Thank you so much for your support. Again, have a nice day. Take care, and I'll see you again soon in the next video.